Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Patagonia. We are here in Argentina, El Chaltén to be exact, and today we are hiking Loma de las Pizarras via Senda Laguna Torre. This is a challenging hike, to say the least. It's about 14.5 miles, and the elevation hits up to 5,200 feet. Today is a beautiful day and the wind is already kicking. It's really what Argentina is known for, the winds. I'm excited to get into this hike. Tonight we'll be staying at Camp Agostini, which is about halfway to the peak. We'll be pitching a tent, dropping off our belongings, and hiking up to the summit. I'm excited to take you along. Let's get started. I'm really excited about taking you guys along this hike. We're just about 1 mile into this trek. As you can see, if this is your first time with me, I'm carrying a massive 60-liter pack. I usually carry about a 40-liter pack on my day hikes, but because we are backpacking in for the first time ever on film, I've done this for quite some time, but because we're doing our first overnight backpack in a long time, I replaced my smaller pack with this giant thing. I've got tons of stuff in here. I'm sure you can see my tent on the bottom, a sleeping pad, tons of food, a sleeping bag. I couldn't be more excited to take you guys along for the first time. Really looking forward to seeing some of the wildlife and the flowers. And you can see that Fitzroy is playing tricks on us up there. Patagonia weather is known for being very chaotic. Because there's little micro weather systems up there, it can go from being sunny to having torrential rain to wind gusts of like 80 miles an hour, all to back to going sunny again within about a half hour. I just saw it, and now it's covered in clouds. So, it's been 10 years since I've been in Patagonia. And I was just thinking back to the first time that I backpacked in Patagonia specifically. And it did indeed torrential rain. Not only did it torrential rain, but it was this hike particularly. So, I'm hoping, as I said before, that the weather withstands. Hello. So we've picked the most difficult hike here in El Chaltén and on our itinerary to hike first. So the rest should be easy, right? So we've just hit a breaking point where we can either continue on Laguna Torre towards Camp Agostini, or we could head toward La Pizarra, which is that mountain range right up there. Unfortunately, our bags are really heavy, and so we're going to head to Camp Agostini to set up camp for the night first. Well, here we have it. Home for the night. What do you think? Oh yeah, got a nice little seat here. So back at the split, we were 4 miles in, We're now 5.91 miles in at Camp Agostini, and we're gonna get set up for the night. Our tent is all set up. I've just ate lunch, and I'm now having a nice cup of coffee. And momentarily, we're going to take our trek back upward toward the summit. I'm looking forward to getting up to the peak before it gets dark. All right, so we're making our way back along the Laguna Torre, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm just a little bit tired. These packs were so heavy, packed with all of our sleeping gear and equipment, and extra food, our water boiler, that they really took quite a toll on me on the way here. So at just about 6 miles, we're heading back to the split off where we made the decision to go to Camp Agostini, and we are going to take the other route. Let's hope the wind dies down in the meantime. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the breaking point. We are 8.39 miles in, and we've been on trail for about 5 hours and 30 minutes. We just got done, or just got off of the Laguna Torre trail, which is over here. And now we are going to follow along this route over here, which is going to take us from where we are right here on the map through this trail. And at some point or another, we're going to break off to this ridgeline so that we can see sunset overlooking these lakes. If my calculations are right, it's about 3.5 miles up to that ridgeline, and we should be there in time to see sunset at about 9 o'clock. So I've just tightened up my laces, and I'm trying to catch my second wind. So, we're here and it's December, but because we're on the southern hemisphere, it's summertime here, and the temperature fluctuates. It can't be any more than 60 degrees here in the valley, but it quickly drops. It's perfect hiking weather, but as soon as I get moving and I start going uphill, I start sweating. The mountains, as you know, get really cold, so I do have my sweater, I have a puffy jacket, and I have a windbreaker as well. I did bring a hat and gloves. I'm just hoping that I don't need it. I definitely will. You know, once you get to the ridgeline, you can essentially map out the whole glacier pathways. And I can definitely feel like the breeze off the glacier. It's so nice. All right, you guys, so let's have a chat really quickly. Patagonia is really not to be underestimated, and that goes as far to say bring enough water, bring extra food, bring warm clothes, because these hikes are hard, like the most challenging hikes that I've ever done in my life, and I've been hiking for a very long time. So we've reached a point here on our hike where we do need to do a very thorough assessment of where we are and where we're trying to get to. If I look at the map, it looks like we are 9.76 miles in, and it's almost 7 o'clock in the evening. It looks like we have about 2 miles left to go, but we still have over 2,000 feet of elevation to gain. And so we're at a point where we're trying to see if the sun is going to fall behind Fitzroy before we get there. And in that case, we're going to be hiking up and back out in the dark. Thankfully, we do have headlamps, but we're going to take 2 moments to reflect on some things and make a very educated decision. We're almost at the Mirador, and I was just saying that this is by far the hardest hike of my life. You can definitely feel the altitude. It's a bit harder to breathe. I'm almost out of water. Feeling good. Yeah, I think that's the word.
And all the way down there is the town we came from this morning.
Welcome to the Mirador. Just behind me is Fitzroy. And of course, there's cloud coverage, but it is beautiful. Take a moment to look around, enjoy the scenery. This was a really, really hard hike. We're currently at 11.92 miles, 5,306 elevation. Apparently I've burned 2,000 calories. And we've been hiking for 8 hours and 57 minutes. So it actually says, all trails, that the end of the hike is about a mile out from here. So if you zoom into here, you can see that we do have quite a bit left. It's unfortunate though, because there's 1,000 more feet of elevation feet to gain in that mile, meaning that by the time we get up there, it'll be about 9:30 and we'll lose all of the light. Unfortunately, they call it Pizarras because of these sheet-like rocks on the ground, except like these. So these rocks right here make up the total ground coverage, and you can hear these sheet-like rocks shatter under your feet. We're at the top of the Mirador, and this is where you can hear, up on this climb, you can hear all of those sheet-like rocks shattering underneath you. And unfortunately, I don't feel like it's quite safe to go over those two hills there to the end point, come back in the dark, and then summit this massive mountain of a Mirador with its dangerous sheet-like rocks. I just don't think it's worth my safety. But I will say we made it a hell of a lot further than we did at the last point when I considered turning around. We are now out of food. We are out of water. We still have 3 miles down to go and then 2 miles back to camp. So at 12 miles, thankfully, 3 miles down, there's a stream so we can get some water, and then we'll have another 2 miles back. At the end of the day, we would have officially completed 17 miles by the time we get back to camp and get some food. But it was totally worth it, and I'd do it again. We just lost the light, and we just headed back over this. This mountainous rock is super sharp and jagged, and like I told you, like these rocks just shatter underneath your footing and they slide. And this is why I didn't feel comfortable going any further and then coming back over this in the complete darkness. So I'm happy that we made it there and back safely, and I'm excited to get to camp. Let's go. Good morning, sunshine. It's 9 a.m. here at Camp Agostini. We made it back here last night around 12:15 in the morning after a difficult trek from our viewpoint, the Mirador. When we got back to camp last night, we made dinner and quickly went to bed to get a good night's sleep. I'll tell you, my body hurts this morning in places I never thought possible. We totaled way more mileage than expected at 20 miles from just yesterday. This morning we are packing up camp, and we are going to make some creamy peaches and oats before getting back on trail. So we're just leaving Campamento de Agostini, and we're headed back to El Chaltén, which is that way. Unfortunately, the mountain's not out. I would have loved to show you Senda Torre. The only time I had seen her was in the middle of the night last night when the sky was totally clear and everything opened up. Of course, that's the way it would happen. Hey guys, we are here at the split once again. Let's do a quick recap of what we've done so far. So we started in El Chaltén here. We hiked yesterday all the way to Camp Agostini, which is here. Followed this back all the way here and took this trail from Laguna Torre to Laguna Hija, and we split off at some point to go to Loma de las Pizarras, which is up here. And then we hiked all the way back down, hit the trail once more, came back to the split last night, and all the way back up to Camp Agostini. This morning we came back to the split off, and we are on our way back to El Chaltén. And we have totaled 22 miles in 24 hours so far, and we're not even finished. And here's what I would have done differently. Next time, I would not stay at Camp Agostini. I would certainly complete Loma de las Pizarras as a day hike. I would start early, knowing that the sun sets in the summer very late, and I would plan to be at the summit about 2 hours before sunset. That way you can hike down safely and you're not in the dark. But our time has come to head back to El Chaltén, and I am very sore and very excited to get back to our house. All right, let's grab our packs. Over 25 miles later, 5,000 feet of elevation, and over 24 hours, we are finally back in El Chaltén. And I am so excited to be able to bring you along this journey. What a way to come back to Patagonia. It was a pleasure taking you along with me. As always, thank you for watching.